Valentine's Day, a day of roses, chocolates, and love. But for some, it's a day stained with blood, betrayal, and heartbreak. What happens when love turns deadly? Today, we uncover the darkest Valentine's Day stories. Tales of passion gone wrong, trust shattered, and lives destroyed. These aren't just crimes. They're tragedies that will leave you questioning the very nature of love. Picture this. Chicago, 1929. 7 men walk into a warehouse expecting a business deal. Instead, they're met with machine guns and shotguns. Dressed as cops, Al Capone's men execute them in cold blood. The streets ran red that day, and Valentine's Day became synonymous with violence. But here's the chilling part. Capone wasn't even there. He was lounging in Florida, sipping champagne, while his men carried out his orders. Was it power, greed, or just pure evil? Nick and Stephanie were just kids in love, high school sweethearts with their whole lives ahead of them. But on Valentine's Day 2000, their story ended in a Subway sandwich shop. A gunman walked in and opened fire. Nick and Stephanie never stood a chance. The killer vanished, leaving behind a community in shock and a mystery that remains unsolved. Was it random, or was it revenge? We may never know. Oscar Pistorius was a hero, a double amputee who defied the odds to become an Olympic sprinter. But on Valentine's Day 2013, he became a killer. That morning, he heard noises in his bathroom. Convinced it was an intruder, he grabbed his gun and fired 4 shots through the door. But it wasn't an intruder. It was his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. The trial was a media circus. Was it a tragic mistake, or was it murder? The world watched as Pistorius' life unraveled. Today, he's behind bars, but Riva's family still grieves. Richard Schoch loved his wife, Stacy. He adopted her 3 children and gave them a home. But on Valentine's Day 2010, Stacy repaid his love with a bullet. She hired a hitman, a man who called himself Mr. Results, to kill Richard in a park. Why? For a $500,000 life insurance payout. But Stacy's plan backfired. She's now serving life in prison, and Richard's children are left to pick up the pieces. Nathan Leuthold was a man of God, a Baptist minister who preached love and forgiveness. But on Valentine's Day 2013, he committed an unforgivable sin. He shot his wife, Denise, in the head. Then he called 911, claiming a home invasion. But police found his Google searches, how to muffle a gun and how to knock someone out. Nathan's mask of piety slipped, revealing a monster underneath. Penny and David Jackson were celebrating Valentine's Day in lockdown. Their daughter sent them a gourmet meal, but Penny served Bubble and Squeak, a decision that sparked a deadly argument. Penny stabbed David 3 times, killing him. The 999 call and police footage went viral, exposing the raw, ugly truth of domestic violence. Sometimes, love isn't enough to save a marriage. Jesse McBain and Patricia Mann were young, in love, and full of dreams. But on Valentine's Day, 1971, their dreams turned into a nightmare. They went for a walk in the woods and never returned. 13 days later, their bodies were found tied to a tree. The killer had tortured them, tightening and loosening the ropes around their necks before finally ending their lives. To this day, no one knows who did it or why. Valentine's Day is supposed to be about love, But these stories remind us that love can also be dangerous. It can blind us, betray us, and even destroy us. So as you celebrate this February 14th, remember, not all love stories have happy endings. Some end in tragedy, and others in bloodshed. Make sure click on subscribe button